Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, the Orioles have not been playing as well as they were before the deadline, which is disappointing. Offense doesn't show up this night. Bullpen doesn't show up this night. Starting pitcher doesn't show up this night. Very, very disappointing. They're not out of it yet, but the more and more series they lose, the further and further they fall out of it. Yes, Baltimore Orioles lose the series to the Minnesota Twins. You see them on MasterSports.com. We'll get to them a bit later. Let's get to MLB.com score section. Bam, to the games I'm talking about. This is game 1 of the series. Baltimore Orioles 5, Minnesota Twins 9. Gunnar Henderson, yep, lead off. Still doing with that. It's like what they did with Jackson Holliday a year or so ago, right? And just had him hit leadoff for that many games in a row. Boy, I mean, it was almost 75% of the season. And yeah, maybe he's coming around a bit better now. He didn't really do that well while Jackson Holliday was leading off. Gunner's slumping. Is he getting out of this slump? Is he going to break out of this slump? I feel like every time he does get a hit or a home run, we feel, oh, he's breaking out. And then he reverts. 0 for Gunnar Henderson with 1 walk. Pete Alonso might be able to do a little bit more if Gunnar Henderson does a little bit more. Of course, at the same time, if somebody can provide protection for Pete Alonso, maybe he could do something as well. Pete Alonso 1 hit and 4 at-bats. Jackson Holliday 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Okay, man, that's pretty good, pretty good. Tyler O'Neill. Damn, just when you thought Tyler O'Neill was getting going. 0 for. Dylan Beavers 0 for. 3 strikeouts. Christian Franklin pinch hitting late. Did not receive an official at-bat. Disappointing, but the kid looks like a good defender. So far, definitely seems to be lacking in the offensive department. He looks like he runs well in the outfield. Looks like he throws well. Get the hitting to come up to the same level. We'll see if that can happen with either Franklin or Cowser. Because, yeah, about in the same boat. He really is so far kind of like a right-handed version of Colton Cowser, which has its uses. It does. Leody Taveras 1 hit. Jeremiah Jackson pinch hitting late. 0 for. Kobe Mayo 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Colton Cowser, speak of the devil, 1 hit. Well, I guess that's, a hit is a hit. Carlos Narvaez 0 for. Christian Encarnacion Strand pinch hitting late. Technically an 0 for, but an RBI. Yohel Pozo comes in to catch. Extra base hits. A double by Mayo and a triple by Taveras. Damn, 2 extra base hits. Well, that's probably why you lost. Caught stealing by Jackson Holliday. Throwing error by Carlos Narvaez. Thought he was more of a defensive specialist. That's disappointing. Trevor Rogers gets the start in this game. Not a terrible outing. Yes, Rogers only able to throw 4 innings, but he only gives up 2 runs. I think you could really call it a bad outing if he gives up more. I mean, giving up a run every other inning, that's not terrible for a pitching staff. It's really not, especially when your offense can still put up 5. Rogers giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That's not terrible. The only real knock on is that he could only go 4 innings through 79 pitches, which is somewhat of a shock. However, Cam Sanders, yes, recently recalled, Cam Sanders gets the first opportunity out of the bullpen, pitching the full 5th inning and the full 6th inning. Does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Okay, cool. Rico Garcia coming in next. unable to cord an out. Giving up 3 hits, 4 runs, and 1 walk. No strikeouts. Grant Wolfram coming in after Garcia. So then pitching the, what is this? The 7th, and then 2 outs into the 8th inning. Wolfram giving up 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Then Josh Walker coming in to pitch the final out of the 8th inning. And you only had to cover 8 because you lost on the road. Yay. Silver linings, I guess. Walker in his 1/3 of an inning pitch. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. I think overall in this series there were several ABS challenges, which does kind of seem like a knock on this umpiring crew. See, 1, 2, 3 overturns total. 2, 3 confirms. Well, I mean, it's even, but 6 total challenges and 3 overturns. That's why it's here. All right. Well, I didn't mute this site yet. All right, let's mute it and press the button, and we'll talk about things. Take note of the starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Yep, Dean Kramer. Kind of funny how it works out there, doesn't it? Yeah, but also not. Because, yeah, he kind of kicked their asses. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's what happens when you trade people. You know. Hopefully, we got enough out of him. Or enough back in return to make it worth it. We'll see, I guess, huh? All right, what are my notes? Oh, yeah, not a whole lot to really, for me to make note of. There are several nice plays in the game. I'm not saying that. It's just, it's just one of those games. One of those series, really. But Henderson scoring before a strike him out, throw him out in the 4th inning. Yeah, so with a man on third, Tyler O'Neill man on first and third. Tyler O'Neill at the plate, Gunnar Henderson on third, Jackson Holliday on first, and you'll see the video. He try a double steal on a strikeout. Tyler O'Neill strikes out, Jackson Holliday on the move. They throw through. Gunnar Henderson flies to the plate. Holliday puts on the brakes, makes him get him in the rundown, allowing Gunnar Henderson to score. Yeah, it's only 1 run, but the baseball IQ on that play was on full display. So there's some good news there. Narvaez's error starts a big inning in the 7th for the Twins offensively. And then later, infield in again. Doesn't work. I'll talk about a time when they didn't draw the infield in and it actually worked out better for him. Yeah, that's why I keep bringing it up. That's why I keep bringing it up. And then bullpen allows even more runs. All right, not... Yep. Just allowing way too many runs. I mean, 9, right? 9. Yeah, 9 just it isn't gonna do it. It's just not gonna do it for you. Gunnar Henderson getting on from a walk there. Pete Alonso is going to ground out. Jackson Holliday is going to single. Yeah. I mean, it was a good throw. It's not even that he reached on an error. It just couldn't get there in time to beat Jackson Holliday's speed. It's good. That's how he needs to play. I understand you want to hit home runs. Here's to strike him out, throw him out. You see Jackson Holliday making him run him down. Henderson scores first. But that's how Jackson Holliday needs to play. More offensively anyway. More of a speed guy. I think the home runs will come as he gets older. But You gotta hit the ball first. Yeah, there's kind of a misplay here by Pete Alonso. They ruled it foul, so you know, not a whole lot to talk about there. Of course, at the same time, if you get the out, maybe that helps. So maybe it is worth talking about a little. So, but who really knows, right? Because if this is Brooks Lee here, you get him out instead of him hitting a double, right? Right. So maybe you can look at it as it is kind of a misplay. Though, be perfectly honest, I don't understand how it's ruled foul. But however, y'all, do whatever, call it whatever you like. Doesn't bother me at all. Really doesn't. I mean, a lot of why there's not, I feel that there's not a whole lot to talk about is because Dean Kramer pitched very well. Very well. And I always knew, I think we've seen this ability inside Dean Kramer. He goes 7 here, which is the longest he's gone this season. He has fought through injuries this year. So maybe one reason why we didn't necessarily see it from the Orioles standpoint, but I'm still shocked they traded him away. But I mean, it just shows you that you're not even going to try to compete next year. Because the guy they traded for, I even have it written down somewhere. Like, I feel the guy they traded, or they got in return for Kramer, just isn't going to. I mean, he's an 18-year-old outfitter. He's not going to be doing anything for you next year, and probably not even the year after that. So, but you had Kramer under that much control. Well, maybe only one more year. It's probably only next year. So there's that. But I'm still disappointed. Here's Narvaez's error. Yeah, spinning around completely like that, it's hard. It's definitely a bit of an easy throw for the pitcher. If they can do it, they're not usually great fielders, but if they can, it's a little bit better angle for them. Especially going that way, because the catcher has to spin, whereas the pitcher doesn't necessarily have to turn their back to the base and then turn and pick it up again. But he does. And you see infield in, ball gets by him, 2 runs score. Again, why do you keep doing that? How often does pulling the infield in for you actually work? And at the same time, just because you leave the infield at normal depth, why do you think you can't throw a runner out at home? Guess what? We're going to see that. Yeah, finally. They don't bring the infield in. And guess what? They actually get more outs. And give up less runs. Less of a crooked inning, or crooked run inning for the Orioles on defense. Yeah. Alright, so here comes Wolfram. Not before giving up a home run, which is wonderful. But then he does settle down and get the outs. Ugh. 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 And the Twins are not even done scoring. Yay! Now, the Orioles try to fight back a little bit. Try to. You get a couple extra base hits here. That's cool. Driving in a few runs. Of course, the problem is, if you give up 9 total, your offense has to get 9. If your offense gets 5, well, the math doesn't work. You just can't do that. But the Oriole bullpen crumbles. Wolfram again. He's starting to get beat. He's going to put runners on. So by the time that they do decide to go to the bullpen, like, you're giving up Wolfram's runs. But Josh Walker does come in eventually and get out of it. Finally. One more run, and then that's it. I mean, now we're at 9. Yeah, it's something that I said before the season, that I felt the bullpen didn't get enough attention. But you certainly see why. You wanted to sign Alonso. You wanted to improve your offense. So you got Ward, Alonso. You wanted better starting pitching, so you focused a bit on that as well. Re-signing Eflin, bringing in Bassett. Just didn't work out for you in the end. Of course, the season's not over. It's not over. It does kind of feel over, though. It really does. Oh, the video is going to crap out on. The Orioles are going to put up 2 more runs here in the 9th inning. Yeah, you're going to hit Christian and too many Christians now. Christian Encarnacion Strand, and this is Christian Franklin is the other guy. This is actually Jeremiah Jackson. Christian Franklin was the one that got hit. Jeremiah Jackson striking out. Here's Kobe Mayo. You left a lefty in the face Mayo. I'm telling you, Mayo is the best hitter in the entire world if every pitcher was a lefty. But if anything, maybe a little higher majority of pitchers are righties. So he's not, because he's the worst hitter against righties. It's so weird. It's just, it is weird. I don't know that I've ever seen that a player can be so good against lefties and then so bad against righties. It's odd. However, there's the final. Just as I said in the beginning, here's game 2. Baltimore's 5, Minnesota Twins 2. Finally. Defense came together for the most part. Offense came together. Pitching came together. Yay! Henderson, still a leadoff. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Well, it's about damn time, asshole. Alonso, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Jackson Holliday, 0 for, but walk once. Tyler O'Neill, 1 hit. Christian Encarnacion Strand, 3 hits and an RBI. Kobe Mayo, 0 for with a walk. Christian Franklin, 0 for. Jeremiah Jackson, 0 for. Colt Kowser, defensive replacement late. Coming in for Jeremiah Jackson, so therefore Kowser to center field. Christian Franklin to left field. Yohel Pozo, 1 hit. Only 1 at bats. That was the lone error. Catcher's interference. Got smacked in the hand. I certainly understand why that rule exists. You can't have a hitter trying to hit a baseball and the catcher's hand when he's trying to catch the ball being in the way. Of course, at the same time, maybe why do I want to say dugout? It's not a dugout. Batter's box. Dugout. Batter's box. The batter's box, it's too deep. It doesn't need to be that deep. Shorten it. Bring those hitters away from the catchers. You can't have the catchers 10 feet behind home plate. You have to be able to catch the ball, especially if you're allowing base runners to move up. Do certain hitters adjust their swing a bit in order to make contact with a catcher's hand? I do not know for certain, but I wouldn't be shocked if that came out to be a true statement. So, you allow the guy to reach, smashes Pozo's hand. I'm not Pozo. He has to come out of game. Narvaez back back behind the plate. Will the Orioles put in another catcher? They've already... who's caught for him? Rutschman, Basayo, Trump, Huff, Jake Rogers, Yohel Pozo, Carlos Narvaez. That's 7 different dudes. And now you got Pozo just got his hand smashed. Yes, I understand. I'm not laughing at the injury. I'm laughing that this team is having such bad injury luck and such bad catcher injury luck. More on Pozo in a minute. Narvaez over in his 3 at-bats. Extra base hits. A double by Henderson. Home runs by Alonso, Henderson, and Encarnacion Strand. There you go. Stolen base by Encarnacion Strand. Error by Pozo, catcher's interference. So, yeah, technically it's an error, but it's also not really an error. It's really given an error because the batter is allowed to reach base by a mistake that really isn't the pitcher's fault. So, it is an error, but don't think of it as, to me it's just different than a fielder misses a ground ball or airmails a throw. It's just really because you can't charge the pitcher for that run if he comes around to score. Speaking of that, Brandon Young, starting pitcher in this game. His 9th win on the year. Yeah, because he gets all the run support. Boz doesn't get no run support. But we'll talk about that one in a minute. 6 full innings pitched for Brandon Young, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks. That's a little, when you combine the 6 hits, but Minnesota Twins are a good team. 4 strikeouts for Brandon Young. Josh Walker, first man out of the pen, pitching the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Okay, good. We need a lefty that can do things. We do. Yennier Cano, pitching the full 8th inning, does give up a hit, but no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Andrew Kittredge on for his 6th save of the year, pitching the full 9th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. ABS, 1, 2 overturns, and 1 confirmed. All right. All by the Minnesota Twins. Well, I guess if you're winning for most of the game, which you were, yeah, of course you're probably not challenging that much. But let's get to the videos. Pressing the play button there. Oh, there we go. A lot of damage in the first few innings, and then, I'm not on all, am I? I am on all. Okay. It's just shorter. All right. A lot of damage in the first few innings. So you're going to see all of that. Let's see. Oriole defense gets out of the bases loaded jam with infield back in the 2nd inning. So you'll see that in a bit as well. In a couple minutes, but because you're going to watch Pete Alonso around the bases here. Gunnar getting out of the 6th inning. Nice play. Nice catch by O'Neill in the 8th. Yeah, that's the offense there. Yeah, you got a few more hits and then a walk and everything, but that's it. That's your 2 in the first. So let's fast forward. No need to waste much time on this stuff, right? Because while there can be some usage, how long does this video need to be, right? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Let's fast forward to the 2nd inning. You got Jeremiah Jackson striking out. Here's Pozo getting a hit. I mean, they gave that a hit for Pozo. I don't know, man. I feel like that's got to be an error. As slow as Pozo is. Now, I understand that ball was hit very slow, but look at that. I mean, that's the second base, and the guy's not even halfway to the bag yet. That's an error. They almost had enough time to do this. Go get the ball. Get the ball and throw. It was Pozo running, man. It would have been close. Here's Gunnar Henderson as the video gets a little fuzzy here. Gunnar Henderson hitting a home run. Okay. He's not back yet. There's 19 on the year for him. If we feel like, the first third of the season he had 15. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like a light switch, and it just stopped. But that is going to be it for that inning. Oh, wait, here's the second inning. Give you some lead up of what happens in the second inning. The Twins getting on. You're going to have back-to-back singles, and then you're going to have a hit by pitch. Loading the bases. Yeah, the video is going to take a little bit longer. Something about O'Neill's throw there maybe wasn't great because he threw it to the wrong spot or something. You see how the infield's back there? The infield, okay, they conceded the run. They got the out, right? You see where Encarnacion Strand caught the ball? There the infield's back, obviously. Now watch where Encarnacion Strand is. He's not in. He's not in. Shortstop's not in. Second baseman's not in. Yeah, I know the video's crapping out on us, so we can't really exactly see. They're not in. They're back. And you're still able to get the out at home plate and keep that runner at second base. What happens if they bring the infield in? Maybe on that one, maybe he scoops it up because it's kind of right to him. I don't know, man. I don't know. You keep playing the infield back, and the balls keep getting through. You play back, at least maybe you can get one out. Let's say the out at first base. It's better than no outs. You give up one run, maybe your damn offense should do something. Huh? Yeah. Maybe your offense should do something. However, alright, so let's fast forward to try to find this sixth inning play by Gunnar Henderson. It's going to be here on this ground out here by Trevor Larnach. It's the third, so let's fast forward. Yeah, Twins score a few runs, celebrate. Good job on getting a few runs. Replay of a base hit. Multiple times replaying a base hit. Sure. I guess. It's fine. Alright, let's take a look at that again. You're going to see Tyler thrown in. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. Gunnar charges. It's a nice play because he was more lined up with the second base bag, so he had to circle the ball a little, maybe not even a little bit. His momentum is taking him towards more left field. So the throw is almost going in the opposite direction of the way the throw needs to go. So it was a good play. Yes, Gunnar can make those plays. He can also screw them up. So, yeah. He needs to get right. He needs to get right and be a perennial MVP candidate, or there's really no use in keeping him. Sorry. But I still believe that. Alright, where's O'Neill's catch going to be in the 8th inning? So that'll should be coming up soon. Where is that? Where is it? Yeah, they get Alonso at the plate. That's disappointing. Oh, wait. I missed it. No. Orioles are in the field. So it'll be the bottom of the 8th. Duh. Alright. That man just got a base hit. Here's a guy who's going to hit the ball to right field. Yeah. We'll see. The video is not going to clear up, but you can see Tyler O'Neill doesn't he has his glove kind of turned a little wonky away. Certainly fine enough. Fingers up. It does turn him away at the last second. He comes in like this and then turns this way to catch the ball. Yeah, it's something you can do. Usually you come in more like this, but he came in like that. Again, but it's something that I feel that I've always thought, no matter how slumpy Tyler O'Neill is being, he's pretty good in the outfield. He's pretty good. I mean, maybe, yeah, sure, Calzo's a little better. Maybe Taveras, Taveras. I don't like the way he catches. I feel like he catches at his chest level, it appears, instead of, more up here. However, do your thing. So, I mean, maybe Taveras and O'Neill are about on the same level. Now with Christian Franklin here and Beaver's more experience, I feel you're going to see a lot better outfield defense. Taylor Ward, with all due respect, I think if he was on the team now, he'd be the 6th best defensive outfielder. That's just my opinion. You see everybody celebrating. They finally won a ball game. Yeah. Woohoo. Yay. All right, let's get to game 3. Baltimore Orioles 5, Minnesota Twins 7. Yeah, a bit of an implosion here early. Gunnar Henderson, 0 with 2 walks. Okay. It's 0 for 3, 2 walks. I mean, I feel I can live with that. I feel I can. That is the same as getting 2 base hits, right? Pete Alonso, 2 hits and a walk. Jackson Holliday, 0 with an RBI. Tyler O'Neill, 1 hit. Dylan Beavers hit and 3 RBIs. Kobe Mayo, pinch hitting late, 0. Jeremiah Jackson's taken over in left field. Christian Encarnacion Strand, 0. Larry Taveras, 1 hit and an RBI. Christian Franklin, 1 hit and 2 walks. So far, probably the best offensive day for that young man. Good for him. Carlos Narvaez, apparently is the everyday catcher now. We'll see. So far, haven't heard of a move being made, but we'll see again. Colton Cowser pinch hitting late. Well, it's a good thing they didn't tie it up, because who the hell would catch? Home runs by Beavers and Taveras. Shane Baz on the hill for this one. Yeah. Excuse me. Baz typically has not been getting the run support, and that's why his record is 4-12. Though this loss is a lot more on him. Could he be feeling the effects of pitching a full 8 innings last time out? Possibly. Still a little tired, maybe. Only able to pitch 3 innings this time around. Giving up 9 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, only 2 strikeouts. Yep, not going to do it. How many pitches did he throw? 65. Now, to a certain extent, part of the reason you went and got him early was because off day to day. So, your bullpen could rebound. Cam Sanders in, first man out of pen, pitching the full 4th inning, and then getting 1 out in the 5th inning, giving up 4 runs, 2 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Yarmil Geraldo. Did a little better this time around. He heard me talking bad about him. So Geraldo gets the last 2 outs of the 5th inning and then pitches the full 6th inning, giving up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Okay, that's good. Alex Hoppy in for the 7th inning, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Albert Suarez in for the 8th inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. I feel like there were a lot more challenges in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overturned calls. That's a lot, with only 1 confirmed. That's a lot. That is a lot. That is one of the reasons why ABS should stick around, and if anything, should be expanded a little bit more. Let's get to the videos. Press the button here. Pressing the button. Thank you. Oh, I didn't have this side scrolled all the way to the top. Disappointing. Yeah, I feel like, the Orioles their offense did things, and then the pitcher's like, nope, I'm going to screw it up for everybody. Okay, cool. Offense finally supports Baz. I feel like I was doing good all year. It is not Baz, even though it looks like Baz. It is Boz. Words, man. I don't know. I still don't get it. I still don't get words, man. This is crazy. Why is there a K in the beginning of knife? It just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. Offense finally supports Boss and gives up a crooked number in a third. Comeback in the ninth. Comeback, an attempted, maybe that's attempted comeback in the ninth for the Orioles is robbed by a very nice play. Did the guy make the play on the ball, or did the ball make the play on the guy? You be the judge of that one. But yes, that man did catch the ball. He did. But I think the ball caught him, as the term goes. Yeah, one in the first and then 3 in the third by the Oriole offense, and it's just Bosch just couldn't lock it down. He's going to give up a single there. Tough play for Henderson. Definitely a makeable play. It's just a very hard play to snag a bouncing ball while you're diving through the air. Mr. Bell here is going to hit a single and then score. Wow. Yeah, well, you had to fly out to deep center. He moves up on the play, which I'll be honest, I would have liked to have seen that, because I don't remember how that guy moved up. Sharp fly ball to the left fielder, and the guy runner can move up from first to second. Disappointing, but that is the way the cookie crumbled on that one. And it crumbled. Crumbled is the right word. Or is trying to do something, but ultimately fails in the second. Partly because you're doing it with how many outs? Yeah, well. I'm sorry, this is a third. That was a third. It failed in the second because he did it too late. Now here with one out in the third, Beaver's home run. A Beaver Weaver, as Ben McDonald called it on the call. You did our thing, man. You did our thing. You did the Earl Weaver thing, the 3-run home run thing. You did it. You did it, and was a key for how many Orioles wins over the years. But unlike some of those old school years, the pitcher didn't cover his end of the bargain. I gotta believe that he was tipping pitches. I gotta believe that. This dude pushing the issue, going to second, getting to second base. Key there. Can he see what grip the pitcher has when you're on second base? Tipping the pitcher the other way. These are no bloopy dribbler hits. These are legitimate hits. Solid contact. Solid placement. Yes, Twins are a good hitting team, but that many strung together before 2 outs. I don't know, man. I do kind of feel like Boz was tipping his pitches. Like it had to be. He had to be tipping his pitches. It's not even the end of it, because you're going to get a single here and then another double. But then you'll finally settle down. Didn't really matter. They're going to put two more up in the 5th. Which Boz just isn't going to make it. Let's get to Geraldo. Where's Geraldo? Where does Geraldo come into the game? This is Cam Sanders here. He's going to get into some trouble. Where does Geraldo come in with 1 out? After Sanders gets the first out. Here's a ground out here. Yeah, you brought the infield in. Pete Alonso didn't pull the trigger. Takes the out at first base. Did that help him get out of the inning, though? Did it? Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. Here's Geraldo. Yep, giving up the hit. So technically, Geraldo doesn't give up the run. Geraldo gives up Sanders' run. One of Sanders' run. So, there's that. Yeah. Well, that's just the way it works sometimes, I guess. Alright, so that's enough of Geraldo, and I mean, that's about it for the inning. We'll fast forward to, yeah, there's some robbery there. Some nice plays. Good ups. That's not the one I was talking about. More the trying to come back in the 9th. Home run by Taveras. Pulls him within 2. This leads off the 9th inning. That's, you're not rolling over. It's a close game. It's not like they're getting blown out. Buzzing the tower there, walking a dude. Got a man on now. Man on now. Who's coming to the plate? Who is it? Cowser. And the video was doing so good. I don't know if y'all saw that one. Maybe we'll get some. I feel like we got to get some replays on that. Crazy. And lucky. Because you see where he finishes. I'm sorry, that was a ground ball. We'll watch this line drive again. You see how he finishes and where his glove is and what side of the body it is on and what side is the ball hit on. Yes, he caught the ball. Mr. Whatever your name is. What is your name? What is your name, Mr. Pitcher Person? Oh, shit. Yoendrys Gomez. Mr. Gomez. He caught the ball. He did. The ball went into his glove. But the ball was hit right to his glove. It's crazy. You still got to catch it. But robbed. Just robbed. Disappointing. All right, let's just get to some articles and get the heck out of here. Back to MASNsports.com. This article here, Rock Kabatko talking about Cade Povich. Cade Povich sent down. Cam Sanders brought up. With some off days stacked up around here, the Orioles not going to need a 5th pitcher. In this instance, it is Cade Povich is this 5th pitcher. By the time they do decide they want to put another pitcher into the rotation, will Bassett be ready? He last pitched over the weekend for AAA. So he's had several days off. Could he come and could he pitch Friday? Could he pitch Saturday for the Baltimore Orioles? Sure. And that went into that idea why carrying 4 starting pitchers and then 9 bullpen arms. Yeah, 9 bullpen arms. Okay. Kind of seemed like you needed every bit of them, which you got lucky on that one, I guess. All right, next article here, also by Rock Gobatko. Several, so stay with me now, injury updates. Blaze Alexander is playing catch and is expected to hit shortly. Oh, I'm sorry, not shortly. Soon. That's the word I wrote. Okay, good. Progress there. So supposedly, allegedly, no setbacks. At least none reported yet. Samuel Basayo throwing and hitting off a tee. Which is great. It does mean that swelling and inflammation is less of a factor. But the bad news is he's still not ready to go, and he's still not ready to go on his rehab. And yes, he will need to go on a rehab because it's been about a month. Not quite a month, I guess. 3 weeks? It's been about 3 weeks. Yeah, he's going to need a rehab. Disappointing. Ryan Helsley is throwing from flat ground. That's it. He's throwing from flat ground. Okay, well, he's throwing. That's cool. Problem is, he's a pitcher, so he still needs to throw bullpen sessions, throw live batting practice, and then go on a rehab assignment. So, will we see him in August? I would say signs point to no. Early to mid-September, which, not great, because they'll probably be out of it by then. But who knows? Yohel Pozo, they're calling it left index finger soreness. The x-rays came back negative. Again, I'm sorry. Yes, this is this article by Rockabach. So many things in that article. Forgot that it was all one article for a minute. Because there are that many injuries. Okay, if I missed it when I talked about the trade, yes. Again, this article written by Rockabach. This information was already out there. Also in the trade for coming back from the Red Sox, the Orioles were going to get a player to be named later. That player has been named. It doesn't always take this long. It doesn't always happen this quickly. Depends on what the stipulation is. Depending on what the sport is. Sometimes it's, hey, where does the team place? You trade Adley Rutschman to the Red Sox if they win the World Series. Say in the NFL. It's happened where the stipulation of the trade is we're going to trade you this guy. If you win the Super Bowl, we get a first round draft pick. If you get into the playoffs, and not the Super Bowl, we get a second round draft pick. If neither one of those happen, we get a fourth round draft pick. Something like that happens. It's a negotiation, it's a contract, it's a deal. There's no real hard and fast rule on some of these terms. So, but we know the player to be named later. Maybe it had to do with how long Rutschman would be out. It's possible. It's possible that's what it was. And we do know it is a Mr. Harold Rivas. I'm not even Mr. This is an 18-year-old kid. Harold Rivas. 18-year-old kid. Outfielder. Okay. Cool. Problem is, he's not going to be ready next year, and he won't be ready the year after that, for sure. There's no way. There's no way they're going to have somebody 20 years old. I mean, it's possible, I guess. But it's really not likely. It's really not. So again, more evidence. It doesn't even look like they're going to these Orioles are trying to win next year. You traded away Kramer. You traded away Rutschman. Both you had under team control next year. You feel like you're going to win next year? I don't think so. Okay. All right, let's get the schedule, wrap it up, and get out of here. Today, Thursday, off day. Going to Tampa Bay, playing the Devil Rays in a 4-game wraparound set. So Friday to Monday. Friday's game scheduled 7:10. Saturday's game scheduled 6:10. Sunday's game scheduled 12:15. Monday's game scheduled 6:05. And then it's back home to play the Yankees at Camden Yards. And no off day in between. However, that is going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned. Yeah, I can't do Monday, right? I can't. The last game will be played. So stay tuned for Tuesday, and I will discuss the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Ryno, and thanks for watching, those fans.